between the government of Kenya and that of United States under Joe Biden was done through detailed engagement of our diplomatic channels. And therefore, the details of the agreements and the nature of engagements and areas of cooperation remain in place and have not been vacated. And I said it majorly borders on security. And the biggest ally in that space for the U.S. within East Africa is Kenya. And Kenya has not walked backwards.
Don't you think that one is affected by what the president said in China? The quote, the statement by president that China and Kenya will be partners in the world order.
We are not Kenya is not partnering with China on security issues. That's a fact. All of us know. We don't have partnership to do with security with China. Our partnership with China is purely on trade. That is a fact. Our partnership with the U.S., majorly security and trade. That is a fact. Those are simple things. You don't need to be a scholar in international relations to understand those things. Those are facts that obtain. But the little political feelings of interest within the U.S. and within Kenya, the Wamunyoros and the rest, of course, they are free to converse and talk about it. But then I don't think fundamentally, even if regimes were going to change in the U.S. and Kenya, I don't think those grounded facts, principles, and that underpins the relationship, which was escalated to the level of non-NATO ally for good reason. And that non-NATO ally, admitting Kenya as a non-NATO ally, was also in strategic interest of the United States, not only Kenya. Okay. And we never applied for it anyway, and we are not rubbishing it. I don't think Kenya is rubbishing it. So,
Wilson Sossion, a well-known trade unionist and a political commentator, has joined the ongoing debate about Kenya's growing foreign relations, especially the country's recent designation as a major non-NATO ally by the United States. His remarks comes at a time when concerns are rising about how Kenya is managing its international partnership, particularly between the West and Eastern powers like China and United States. According to Sossion, Kenya has done an excellent job working with the United States in the fight against terrorism, especially in the East African region. Kenya has been a key player in regional peace and security efforts with its military presence in Somalia under the African Union peacekeeping mission playing a major role in containing the threats of Al-Shabaab. The cooperation between Kenya and the US has been strong for many years, especially in areas like security intelligence, joint military training, access to advanced military equipment. The United States recognized Kenya's effort by awarding the countries the non-NATO ally status, a move that opened the doors to close military cooperation. This designation is important because it gives Kenya benefits such as priority access to U.S. military equipment, training program for Kenya's forces, and intelligence sharing. These benefits are meant to strengthen Kenya's ability to deal with threats like terrorism and cross-border crime. However, Sossion has raised important questions about the practical value of this status. He believes Kenyans need to understand what exact benefit the country has received so far as a non-NATO ally. While the titles sound prestigious, these are growing concerns that Kenya should not rely too heavily on one global partner. Instead, should remain open relation with other countries, especially those that support the country in trade, infrastructure, and technology. Sossion made it clear that Kenya is a sovereign country and must be free to do business with all partners, including China. He said that being a non-NATO ally of the US should not stop Kenya from engaging in trade, development deals with China or any other country. China remains a major partner to Kenya, having funded and constructed large infrastructure projects such as roads, ports, and the standard gauge railway. Many of these projects have improved transport and trade within Kenya and within its neighboring countries. At the same time, he expressed concerns about the possibility of losing the non-NATO ally status if Kenya is seen to be moving too closer or too close to countries like China and Russia. Losing this designation could mean that Kenya would no longer enjoy the special access to military tools and training it currently receives from the United States. This could weaken Kenya's defense capability and make it more difficult to deal with regional threats. Sossion advised President Ruto to maintain a smart and careful balance between Kenya's relation with the United States and its ties with China. He said that this balance is possible and important for Kenya's long-term interests. The US is a strong military partner, while China is a strong development and economic partner. Both relationships serve different but essential purposes. He noted that the global world has changed and countries like Kenya must be strategic in how they build alliances. Instead of choosing one side, Kenya should be able to benefit from all its partners while remaining true to its national interests and independence. This, he believes, will help Kenya grow economically, stay secure, and maintain respect on the global stage.
That are useful to the US.
Okay.
And when you talk of China, China is buying our avocado, is buying quite a number of our agricultural goods, and we have traded with China for a long time. So it cannot be that when Kenya is a non-NATO ally to the US, it stops doing business with China. That is not a philosophy. Mm-hmm. And in any case, China and the US are trading partners also in other aspects, very great trading partners. Mm-hmm. Most of the Chinese goods, the markets are in the US and vice versa. And so getting into tips of dirty fights is not in the interest of this country. And I think the president has made this statement very clear, that people should not be uncomfortable when we trade with others. I think as a free country, we are a sovereign state. And as a sovereign state, we define our relationships with...
And probably this is the best opportunity to examine this status as a major non-NATO